Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course, and as you can see from the title of this video, I want to talk about a development in Diddy and all of his lawsuits. Some of Kim Porter's friends, they actually have the unedited version of her book, and they're in talks with Amazon right now to work out all of the legalities. That book I will definitely be purchasing. Also, her friend who has the unedited version, Courtney Burgess, he talks about having several tapes allegedly of Diddy and sex acts. And I have found a video on TikTok where he talks about him knowing Kim Porter back during their days of working at Uptown Records, which we know was founded by Andre Harrell. And we're going to also get into Google being sued for allegedly blocking some Russian YouTube channels. And they are being sued for 2.5 decillion. So many zeros, y'all. I was starting to get dizzy. So we are going to get into these stories. It is a strange night, not just because it's Halloween, but these stories. So now before we do, I ask that you please hit the like button on this video. Please subscribe to the channel. And everything that I'm saying in this video is alleged and just my opinion. And the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary on these videos are allowed. All right, so shout out to the Neighborhood Talk on Instagram. They have this footage from TMZ, and it is with Courtney Burgess, who is a friend of Kim Porter's, and he has been in talks with the Department of Homeland Security regarding the videos that he has of Diddy allegedly engaging in certain acts, including some other celebrities that are involved, according to Mr. Burgess. And also we're going to hear him talk about not only the book that he has of Kim Porter's writings, and he's in talks with Amazon, but he says that, you know, her children, they should have been worried, they should have been concerned back when she was, you know, allegedly being abused. It's a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and mute my mic so that you all do not experience an echo, and I will come back with my commentary. Please hit the like button. Thank you.
We're trying to just go to discuss that now, what we will be able to talk to in terms of what was available and what was on those flash drives.
Okay.
But it was the book.
So it is Kim Porter's book, but not necessarily some of the stuff with the celebs that were mentioned besides.
It's hers. Nobody touched it.
Oh, so it is her official book.
Yes. Nobody,
and no one touched it.
Nobody altered it. Nothing.
So it's not the copy that the gentleman said that he was selling before. No.
No.
It's two different copies. That one was edited, and we have the original copy.
So you're saying that the other copy was an actual real copy, even though the family said it wasn't.
It was a derivative work.
It was edited. The only way the family say that is because I forgot his name. Albie Short.
Yeah.
Yeah. And besides that, how they know? A lot of stuff their mother did, they didn't know. And I like to say apologize to the mother and the family.
No, we're trying to just go to discuss that now, what we will be able to talk to in terms of what was available.
And the family for the picture being on front of it.
Right.
You understand? I didn't put it there.
Right.
So, you know, they got to worry about bigger things.
Right.
Than what her diary was. You understand?
Right.
They should have started worrying when he was beating her.
Right.
When you start worrying about your mother after the fact.
Right. So the book, do you think it'll ever be open to the public or after this or?
That'll be the next thing. I've been contracted to go to Amazon and work out whatever legalities that may have existed prior so that we can republish the book.
Wow. So the public will get to see her actual words and thoughts.
So very soon, the actual unedited version. We'll be putting that out soon.
So I'm wondering, do you own the rights, I guess, or how does that work?
I guess the own rights was given to me, right?
I'll say possession.
And the family for the picture being on front of it.
Right.
You understand?
Has been in contact with you. I did watch your YouTube interview. I saw as of 2 weeks ago they haven't been in contact with you. What about today?
Yes.
So they have been in contact with you. Is that why you're here today?
Yes.
Okay.
Homeland Security.
Oh, wow. So were you surprised, or was that the call that you were kind of waiting for?
Surprise.
Oh. Do you feel like the interview had had anything to do with it, or?
Yes.
Yeah. How do you know Sean Combs?
Generation. Frank Lucas was my godfather and his father, and then we both was in the music business for 30 years together.
So you personally know him?
Not who? Know who personally?
Sean Combs.
Not personally.
But you know of him. He knows of you.
Yeah. I used to be with Tupac, Hussein Fatal. He stopped a lot of my music. A lot of other people who didn't care about him. You understand? It's not around today.
Right. So
Stewart from Def Jam Records.
Has been in contact with you. I did watch your YouTube. You made a lot of allegations, right? Are you expected to eventually turn those things over, or?
Well, that's what we're going to head over to do now. So we have a hearing now to determine what we're going to do in terms of what documents we'll have to turn over and what documents we do not.
So why were you in court today?
Just to give testimony to the grand jury. He was subpoenaed by the court. So as we all know, if you don't answer a subpoena, the marshals will come to your house as they came to his house, and they will bring you here. So that's why we're here today.
I know you can't mention celebrities per se. You did mention some in the interview. So just to clarify, you can back that up with actual factual footage.
We have, it's things that we have, but we got to go to the other courthouse. So I don't know if that's any more questions, but we got another hearing to go.
Are you nervous, or do you feel cool?
Nah, I ain't never nervous. The only thing that's fair to me is God.
You made a lot of allegations.
Okay, y'all. So that was a lot. And I found a TikTok video. So when I saw that story on the Neighborhood Talk earlier tonight, I went on TikTok and I was watching some videos. I'm trying to learn more about Courtney Burgess, and I found a really good TikTok video. It's just under 9 minutes. And he is Courtney Burgess, that gentleman there, which at first glance, I thought he was TD Jakes. So when I'm on Instagram and Instagram serves me up this Neighborhood Talk story, I thought, oh Lord, TD Jakes is involved now. Oh my gosh. But then I kept looking and I kept reading and I'm like, it's not TD Jakes. Okay, this is Courtney Burgess. I had heard his name earlier this week. So he talks about all these people who have been unalived. He mentions let me not say they've been unalived, but they are dearly departed. They're no longer with us. And he mentioned like Black Rob, Craig Mack, Andre Harrell even. And he says there was just a lot of that, the DEATH going on. And he talks about, in his opinion, from what I interpreted from what he said, there's like a jealousy that, Diddy had of Tupac, because allegedly Tupac was with Kim Porter first, before she got with Diddy. Now, if you listen to any readings of the edited Kim Porter book that was on Amazon several weeks ago, written by the white gentleman who went by the alias Jamal, we learned in the book that they were physical, they were intimate, and, Tupac wasn't with the real, actual deviancy stuff. He was strictly hetero and didn't want to do anything that was extremely, left field. But what I do want to say about him speaking on the children, saying that, they should have been worried when they realized that their mom was being abused. In my opinion, it seems like Diddy's kids, he's not only dad to them, he's like a god to them. They are kids who are basically like socialites, like they don't even have to work. They don't even need to be educated. They can just live off of their dad's wealth. When you think of it from that perspective, they're already well-traveled. They're already familiar with all of the high-end designers. They already know what it's like to live in a mansion, to live in very affluent areas, all because of their dad's successes and his wealth. You know, like Quincy Brown, he has no blood relation to Diddy. He's the half brother to his twins, Delilah and Jesse James, and to Christian Combs. They all share the mother, Kim Porter, but his blood dad is Albie Shore. And like Quincy Brown is with them every step of the way. When they confronted Ray J this week, Quincy Brown was there, and he is no blood relation to Diddy. So I say that to give that perspective. Like, I think that Diddy's influence on his children is that strong that, you know, I think they would totally ignore any of his flaws just because he's their dad and he has provided them this wealthy, comfortable, enjoyable lifestyle. And I imagine that's what he has exposed Quincy to, because no shade to Albie Shore, but I'm sure he experiences some residual income, but it's not nowhere in comparison to the income that Diddy has coming in still to this day. Between music streams, him being a writer and producer himself for how many artists, from Mary J. Blige to Jodeci to TLC, I mean, you name it, and Diddy produced it in the 90s and early 2000s. So he's going to always bring in income, and so will his children. So I think that, you know, money talks, and that really reflects how much his kids support him, and I think just turn like a blind eye. So I want to go ahead and take you all to this TikTok video. Now, also in that TMZ clip, we saw where Courtney Burgess explained that he was subpoenaed to testify in a grand jury concerning Diddy. And the Department of Homeland Security, they are aware of both the videos as well as the unedited version of Kim Porter's book. She allegedly sent it to him. Let me go back and read that caption to that video. So I'm gonna mute it. Okay. And it reads, "The grand jury has subpoenaed a new witness to give testimony and submit evidence. Courtney Burgess claims he had footage of actual acts from Diddy parties and an unedited version of Kim Porter's diary. He says those materials have now been turned over to the courts. Burgess says he was contacted by Homeland Security after his lawyer, Ariel Mitchell, did an on-air interview, and I believe that was with Piers Morgan, and made claims of him having the said evidence. Burgess says the footage contains the rumored actual activities and confirms that other celebrities were present on the tapes. He also spoke out about the Combs family, denying that Kim had a real memoir. That was their reaction to the edited version, the book that was on Amazon some weeks prior. Burgess made it clear that the version we all saw previously was edited, but the one he has, the memoir that Burgess has, is not. His message to the kids was that they should have been more concerned about their mom before. And in quotes, it reads, they should have started worrying when he was beating her, Burgess said. I'm just repeating. He added that along with his lawyer, they plan to make Kim's alleged unedited available for the public via Amazon after they work out the legalities. I will definitely pick up that book and I will read it and I will definitely give my commentary on it. I remember his attorney interviewing with Piers Morgan. She was talking very like hypothetical, like if someone has some evidence, I would imagine they'll come out. So at the time it was looking like, what is she on, you know? So now we see who this person was that she was speaking hypothetically is Courtney Burgess. So let's hear a little bit more from Courtney. So let's head on over to TikTok. Okay, TikTok is like a flippin' library, the card catalog that I adored so much as a nerdy child. Okay, so again, fair use commentary, the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary on this TikTok is allowed. Definitely follow this young man. His TikTok channel, I believe it's called, it's spelled MMMHYUMYUM. So again, I'm going to mute my mic and then we're going to get to it. Please hit the like button. Thank you so much.
I won't watch a man and a female have sex. You understand? Only person I'm watching is myself. You understand? I'm not watching no man, period.
Right.
He speak about, he told Diddy and all of them that they was coming for him. But I see him in the car with Diddy. You understand? We should have been driving for Biggie. You understand? I respect Mace what Mace said about him. You understand? He didn't go because why he gonna be around people who don't like him?
How did you get involved initially with the? Because we're talking about Kim's Lost Words.
Yeah. Because I knew Kim back from Uptown.
Oh, okay.
Way back then. Heavy D, all of them. I knew way back then. You know, because don't forget, Pac and B was friends. You understand? Him and Diddy was associates. The problem was Pac was sleeping with all the girls that Diddy wanted. From Madonna to Jada Pickett to Kim Porter to anybody else. I'm not sure about Cassie. I don't think it was Cassie. But, you know, that bothered her. So, you know, nothing to take away from Kim Porter. Any female, I'm not going to say her. Females like to be on top. Men have destiny. We got destiny. Females have dreams. So every female wants that white picket gate in the big house. So I understand. You understand? Not saying Pop was broke, because he wasn't broke. He just wasn't ready to make her his wife. You know
So basically, initially, Pac had Kim Porter first before Diddy got involved with her. Okay.
I got the email 6 months before she died. Before she got sick.
So she was still alive when you got it.
She was still alive.
Oh wow.
So I didn't take no of it. You understand? To go into it like it did down. But when we got into, I got a phone call after she died. So I started doing my homework. Andre Harrell, Black Rob, Craig Mack. Even what happened to Albie Shore, Heavy D, a man from Def Jam, I can't think of his name right now. There was too many murders around.
All these mysterious
his name
illnesses and all
his
that.
name kept floating up. And that's when I did the book.
Okay.
I took it and I didn't alter, I just dropped it and let it print up just how it sent to me. So I got another phone call after she died. I said, "What you doing?" I said, "I got to get this book out." So I got a phone call from a guy named Wade. He had an iPod. He got a crime TV, and I spoke to him. I said, "How you get the book?" He said, "I got it from such and such." He said, "Yo, you talk to this guy named Ty Chris." I said, "Yeah, Chris Todd." I said, "Yeah." Talked to him. We made a deal partnership, and you know, I told him I ain't want to be the face of it, and let him be the face. And everything he said was true. You know, it's the same book. The book changed because it had Kim Porter face. So I like to apologize to the family of Kim Porter for putting her face. Let her rest in peace. This is for not to bring down Kim Porter. It's just to fulfill her dream that she wanted her story out. You know what I'm saying?
So the original book that was on Amazon that had her face on there, that's not the original book, correct?
It's the PG book.
The PG. Oh.
It's the PG. This one got the director chair. I call him the director. I call Diddy the director because you can't go nowhere. You can't move to the next level unless you sit on his lap. So when he say action, you got action. You understand? And it's proven. Look at Rick Ross. Rick Ross wasn't doing nothing after Every Day I'm Hustling. until he started sitting on the dealer lap. You understand? Even Snoop. You understand? And a lot of more people, their career went up when they sat on this man's lap as the director. You understand?
Oh man.
And that's why a lot of them sold their soul to be on the director chair.
Tell us some of the differences between the PG version of the book and the R-rated. Like, what was changed in the to the PG version?
The rated book got Snoop letting Diddy rub on his hand.
Damn.
You understand? And that's where one of the X's come from, Snoop.
Oh, can you hold it up a little bit more? Let me see how that. Oh yeah, dang.
You understand? We don't hold our man hand. We shake it and get it back in our pocket.
Right.
You understand? They got Diddy and Neo. And if you heard Neo's wife call him Little Diddy, that he like freak off, get high and get freak off. They all baby oil you up.
Oh man, what the hell is that?
You understand?
Yeah.
Eyes
Not him
wide.
and the son. That's the son, right?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Damn.
And you got Andre Harrell. He hugged up like they finished tongue kissing.
Yeah.
You know, we don't hug on our boys like that, sitting that close on each other's lap. You know what I'm saying? Then we got Snoop and Diddy, you know, in an appropriate way. But the reason why they in there is speak about that and with Biggie. Now, how you rolling with Pac? This is a big question for everybody. If Pac came to death row and he was there, he went to court with you. You on, you know, death row. You about to do some time. So, and I ain't talking about the record label, the murder charge. How do you find yourself with somebody rolling with you, like rolling with you, and you with his allies? You sweet with his allies. Snoop's son grew up with Diddy's son, and we know it. We just see how far he was doing. He was a double agent. You understand? He was a double agent for the record labels. And he was a snitch for the LAPD. You understand? When he had the murder, he got caught with some weed. Should went to bail him out, but he was already released with no paperwork.
Damn.
He bought his way out of a charge of 2 white 50-year-old young ladies. You understand? He don't respect no females. The black females, he put dog chains around. You understand? So he's no better. He just got his own type of way. You understand? We was at a party, well, a show again at the park. Nas and Jungle, that's Nas' brother, was coming out. Pop, that's what's going in. Turned around, Snoop made his way out, ran, left his sneaker. You know, he wear Converse, tied up like Gilligan, but he take off running. You understand? Pac and Nas, they exchanged friendly words. They hugged, made peace. They went to the right, we went to the left. We go in the park. Snoop caught up with us with the sneaker, tying up. Yo, I thought it wasn't that serious. But you walk around.
Snoop just automatically assumed that something was gonna go down, and he took off running.
Yeah,
Dang.
but see, that tell you that. You understand? We deep. You got cats from Montclair, New and Day. You got cats from Death Row. We deep, 75 or 100 deep. You understand? Who gonna shoot? You know, who gonna do some shooting? It probably would have been a fist fight before it would have been a shootout. But he took off running. Now it's confirmed, like, yo, it wasn't that serious. You understand? So when you talk about you gangster, you this and that, you're not gangster.
How did you feel, man, just seeing Snoop take off? I know, was y'all clowning him later on after that happened?
At that time, I already knew he wasn't a stand-up person.
Oh,
he just was a rapper. Like I won't watch a man and a female have sex. You know.
Did y'all hear that? Them 8.5 minutes, this gentleman, Mr. Courtney Burgess, was spilling all that tea. He is not a fan of Snoop Dogg. Okay, that's evident. Okay, and I remember I was a teenager when Snoop Dogg had, you know, the MURDER charges that he did beat. And, you know, in that 8.5 minutes, Mr. Burgess is suggesting that people's careers amplify. They went to the next level once they sat on Diddy's lap. You know, that was his analogy. Once you sit on his lap, your career goes to the next level. Those 8.5 minutes very much so remind me of the interview that Suge Knight did from prison with CNN anchor Chris Cuomo. I played that video as well and gave commentary on it on a video here on my channel as well. Suge Knight talked about the egg test, okay? Where men, celebrity men, if you want your career to go to the next level, and they put allegedly an egg up the butt. If the egg breaks, you have not been putting in enough work, according to Suge Knight. You know, so you have to keep getting bent over, you know what I mean? But if you can hold the egg, then you've been putting in enough work and you are deserving for your career to go to the next level. So this gentleman here, Mr. Courtney Burgess, is saying, you know, when you sit on his lap. And then he had photos, he had pictures, he was holding it up to the webcam of men that he felt like they were too physically close to Diddy. I kind of felt like that's up for interpretation. That could be subjective. I mean, those photos, and I was looking, if you notice my body language, I didn't really see anything that said in those particular photos that there was something romantic. Maybe the photo with him and Andre Harrell, perhaps. Physically, they were very close, but the arm around him, I mean, it could have been a couple of seconds and someone happened to snap the picture and then his arm was back off of him, you know, but physically close, yeah. Now, I will say this. The edited version of the book that was on Amazon some weeks ago, it did not name names of celebrities, but it mentioned incidents, times of alleged intimacy. I'll say that. And then there were people that were guessing in one particular incident that it was Snoop, allegedly. And I know I don't have to whisper, but it feels like I should be whispering. But yeah, so I am waiting. I hope Amazon ain't scared because, you know, Amazon ripped that other edited version off of its site. You cannot purchase it now. I'm hoping Amazon is not scared and that they will definitely sell this book. I hope they work it all out because I definitely want to get it because they're saying that it's unedited. They have not touched a thing. So if Kim Porter, may her soul rest, if she's naming names, woo-hoo-hoo. And then if the book does not come out, then we know that the celebrities have already got in touch with Amazon and begged them not to publish it. Y'all, this is getting deeper than the ocean and it's so eerie. Like every time I read something about Diddy's cases, let alone make a video, an eerie feeling comes over. I haven't even done a video about rapper Kalena, her recent interview this week. That is eerie as well. And she didn't seem, you know, totally healthy, if you know what I mean. Let me know in the comments if you saw that interview with Kalena, because she's trashing Cassie as well as Dawn Richards from Danity Kane. So not pro-woman, hear me roar. So let's go ahead and talk about Google being fined a lot of money. And let me know in the comments, what did you think about Courtney Burgess and what he was saying in this TikTok video, as well as him being in talks with Amazon for Kim Porter's unedited memoir. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that you all can see. We're going to be doing some major math tonight. I hope you don't get a headache. Okay. All right, you can see it. Very, very good. And this is from fortune.com. They definitely got the ads going. I ain't mad at them. So here we go, okay? Russia fines Google 2.5 decillion for YouTube bans. So Russia is accusing Google of blocking Russian YouTube channels ever since Russia invaded Ukraine back in 2022. So Russia has fined Google an eye-popping 2.5 decillion. You know, in US dollars, we call it 2.5 decillion. Russia would call it 20 undecillion rubles for removing Russian state-run and government YouTube channels in the wake of the country's invading Ukraine in 2022. So basically, it's almost like on the war front, allegedly, for Russia invading Ukraine, they feel like they are being punished in terms of, you know, their speech is being impacted if their state-run and government YouTube channels have been blocked, allegedly. And Google, I'm just repeating what, you know, fortune.com has reported. So this is reportedly speaking. And Russian news outlet RBC first reported 2 days ago on Tuesday that a Russian judge was considering a case in which there are many, many zeros after calculating the value of claims brought by 17 YouTube channels against Google. So 17 Russian YouTube channels went to, you know, the courts, the Russian courts, regarding Google. And they have fined them 2.5 decillion. This is another strange story. Like, it has to be something really, really deep for Google to say we're gonna punish Russian YouTube channels because their country invaded Ukraine. Something is just telling me there's something additional, you know, and then also we're just days away from the election. And we know a certain candidate and a good relationship with a Russian political leader and the accusations of certain types of interference in US elections. And then I'm just really concerned because I instantly thought about Google's stock. It may totally plummet. But if it were to plummet, you know, I might buy some at the lower price and wait for it to go back up. You know what I mean? But that's a separate conversation. But this was like very shocking. I said, oh my gosh. Now, it seemed like Google, they knew that Russia was kind of ticked off, but I guess like they weren't worried about it because in their second quarter 2024 report, they said, in quotes, for example, civil judgments that include compounding penalties have been imposed upon us in connection with disputes regarding the termination of accounts, including those of sanctioned parties. We do not believe these ongoing legal matters will have a material adverse effect, the company said. So when I read that part of this article, I felt like, okay, Google knew that, you know, Russia had its panties in a bunch, but they didn't seem to be intimidated. They weren't going to give in to the pressure, which I definitely respect. Now, at the bottom line, in my opinion, it seems like there are some people who are mad that perhaps their channels were terminated. They're saying in this quote, Google termination of accounts, and they happen to be Russia's state-run and government YouTube channels. So Russia perhaps is putting out the narrative, oh, they're shutting down Russian YouTube channels because we invaded Ukraine. But Google is saying, you know, for whatever reason, some accounts have been terminated and they're disputing it. You know, they're making very light of it. And so I'm kind of leaning on the side of Google. I think it's just some disgruntled former YouTube channel owners. I don't know. And is this going to be a trend now? You know, monkey see, monkey do. Then other people start suing Google because their channels got terminated. And, you know, we've seen channels in other sectors, you know, go to heaven and go away. So we have to see how this pans out. I have a feeling Google will not pay 2.5 decillion. I didn't even know that was a thing. So I definitely learned something tonight. And knowledge is power. I wanted to share that with you all. I saw that somewhere, all of the zeros, I think it was like at the beginning. Oh, here it is. If you can see all these zeros, that's 5, 8, 11, 14, 17, 20, 23, 29 zeros, 2.5, and then 29 zeros. Oh my gosh. Well, what do you all think about the Russia courts fining Google 2.5 decillion? I have a feeling that Google's not going to pay it. They're not even going to be worried about it. But I thank you all so much for checking out this video. I always appreciate the support. We have reached near the end of another work week. I am so thankful. Also, this weekend, I'm getting my locks retwisted. So I've had them in a ponytail. Then after work, I put on my sweats and went to the gym. But this Saturday will be 8 weeks since my last retwist. So I cannot wait just to feel pampered, have a nice shampoo that I don't have to do, and then get my locks retwisted. It's going to feel so good. But thanks again for watching this video. Please hit the like button, as it is a free way of supporting the channel. And please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. I would love to have you as one of the showstoppers. We are all going to have a fantastic Friday, and I wish you all well. I will talk with you soon. Bye.